All right, good afternoon, Math 1. These are notes for 8.4, Compositions of Transformations homework. What that basically means is we're going to do two transformations. We're not going to be able to get this triangle over here in one move, so we're going to have to do a combination. And this one is a bit tricky. We have to do maybe a rotation and a reflection, or a reflection and a slide. So we want to think in two steps. So we want to make this guy over here. So the first thing I can see is I need to get this side, these two sides matched up. So I look at a reflection. So the first thing I'm going to do is a reflection over the y-axis. So if I reflect over the y-axis, this guy is going to reflect over here, and then this guy will reflect all the way over to here, and this guy would reflect all the way over to here. Okay, and we'll talk about that rule once I get this drawn. And remember, a reflection over the x-axis is, over the y-axis. Since we're going over the y-axis, the y stays the same, the x becomes the opposite. So you can see the y's are not going to change, but this is -5 and now it's +5. This is -1 and now it's +1. This is -5 and now it's +5. So that's a reflection over the y-axis. And now hopefully you can see we're going to move it up 3. So that would be translation up 3. So that would be the first and then the second transformation. But we can actually write a rule for that. And what we're going to do is basically do it in two steps. And we just did the first step, the reflection over the y-axis. And then the second step, we take what we've already done, the transformation over the y-axis, and then we said, okay, we're going to move it up 3, which means it becomes -x y plus 3. I know that's kind of small, but then we want to actually write it in one step from here right to here. So it would be written, this would be our rule. Okay, so we go from here to here. And if you look at this first, we'll just do one point. Let's take this point right here. That point is -5, 2. Okay, and so the opposite of -5 is +5. And 2 plus 3 is 5. So this point went from -5, 2 to 5, 5. It flipped and went here, and what is this point right here? It is at 5, 5. So you can see it works. All right, let's do one more. I'm going to do number 5. That looks like a tricky one. I don't know. I got to do some thinking about that. Oh, I can see it now. So the first thing I want to do on this one is, remember, this is our pre-image. Okay, and I can see I need to get this guy flipped around. So again, I'm going to reflect it over the y-axis to get started. You know what? I'm going to leave that one for you guys because it was very similar to the one I did just a second ago. All right, how about let's take a look at this guy. All right, so hopefully we can see that this side matches this side. So I'm going to rotate this guy clockwise 90 degrees. That'll be my first step. Rotate clockwise 90 degrees. So remember, a clockwise rotation. I think we better write the rule because I think that'll help us. Clockwise rotation, we switch our x and our y, but since we're going clockwise, our new y becomes the opposite. So this guy right here, okay, he is at 1, 2. If we switch them, it becomes 2, negative 1. The new y becomes the opposite, so that goes to 2, negative 1. This guy's at 1, 2, so he goes to, so 2, negative 1. He's going to go to here. Okay, and then the next one, we just did this one, and so now we'll go to here, which is at 4, 0. So we'll switch places, and the new y becomes the opposite, so it goes to 0, negative 4. So he goes to here. Okay, this point is at 5, negative 4. So we will switch places, negative 4, but the new y becomes the opposite. So negative 4, negative 5 goes to here. And finally, where are we, right? Did we do all 4? No, we did 1, 2. We did 4, 0. We did 4, negative 5. Whoops, did we do 5, negative 4? And now we need to do 1, negative 5. 1, negative 5. So again, since we're rotating 90 degrees clockwise, we switch the x and the y, and our new y becomes the opposite. So it's going to be at negative 5, negative 1. Okay. So let's connect those 4. And he's right here. Whoops, did I do the wrong thing here? 0, 4, and oh, I went negative, which one? I messed up on this guy right here. He's at 5, negative 4, and he should have went to, I messed that up, that should be, gosh darn it, that should be negative 4, negative 5, negative 4, negative 5, that guy's right, it's this one. Oh, see, it's 0, 5. I put 5, 0. I put 4, 0. It's actually 5, 0. There's my mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted wrong. Got to be careful. So this guy should have went to here. There you go. Okay. The nice thing about having multiple points is you find those mistakes you made if you take your time. This was, I originally put 4, 0. It's 5, 0, so it should have become 0, negative 5 right there. Okay, but now we're still not done because we got to get this point up to here. So it looks like we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the left 1. All right, so let's put our rule together. So we started off with x, y, and then we did a 90-degree rotation, which means we got y, negative x. Okay, but then we just said we have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left 1. So that means y minus 1, which really is our new x, and negative x plus 6. So let's just take one point. Let's take this guy, who is at 1, 2. So we started off at 1, 2, and we're going to go all the way to the end, okay? So the 2 moves to here, and minus 1, okay? So we're going to switch them. I guess I'll do it in 2 steps. 2, negative 1, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, and negative 1 plus 6 is positive 5. So this guy went from 1, 2 to 1, positive 5. Look at that. So that guy rotated to here and then moved up 6 and to the left 1. I'm sorry, guys, that was off the edge a little bit. So let me go over this one more time. I got to be careful about that. So we're taking this image right here, and we're going to do a 90-degree rotation to here. So this image is going to rotate to here. So we had, remember, a 90-degree rotation is x, y becomes y, negative x. They switch places, and the y becomes the opposite because we are rotating clockwise. So 1, 2 becomes 1, negative 2. 1, 2 becomes 1, becomes 2, negative 1. Okay, 5, 0 becomes 0, negative 5. 5, negative 4, right here, becomes negative 4, negative 5, which is right here. And finally, 1, negative 5 becomes negative 5, negative 1. And then from there, we move each point up 6 and to the left 1. 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 So our overall rule is xy. First step, we switch the x and the y, and the new y becomes the opposite. And then this is x now, so we subtract 1 to move it 1 to the left. We add 6 to move it up 6. So we could write the rule real simply as, hopefully you guys can see this, it is xy becomes y minus 1 negative x plus 6. Okay, I'm going to leave the rest of those for you guys to do. Alright, maybe I'll do one back here. Let's see. Reflect over the y-axis and then reflect over the x-axis. Okay, so there's two steps. So when we reflect over the y-axis, the y stays the same and the x becomes the opposite. Oops. Sorry, I jumped down. I'll do number 11. Reflect over the y-axis, then rotate 270 degrees. So when you reflect over the y-axis, the y stays the same, the x becomes the opposite. Now, rotating 270 degrees counterclockwise is the same as going 90 degrees clockwise. Remember, when we rotate 90 degrees, we switch our x and our y, but since we're going clockwise, I'm sorry, 270, yes, but we're going 90 degrees clockwise because they asked for 270 counterclockwise. So that means our new x becomes the opposite. So what we end up doing is just switching x and y. Alright guys, email me, let me know if you have any questions, and I will be glad to respond. And again, as always, tomorrow I will be posting the odds of this worksheet. Have a great day.